Alright, so I'm back at the rock top watering hole with the liner, and I'm going to attempt to change it, maybe repair it a little bit. You could see it's way low here. Some people asked about the strength of the vinyl. Well, you could see the deer are just pounding this watering hole. Originally I was going to add some clay down here with the excavator. If you remember, I put that pile down here, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to just try and add a little bit of a pond liner to this end and this corner, and possibly up there up top. We'll see if I can pull it or not. But the liner itself is proving not an issue with the deer. They are just pounding this watering hole. I mean, they're pounding it. So I'm going to just try to improve it and refill it all the way. And it's time for hunting season. It's less than a month away. It's hard to believe, but let's see if I can jury rig this and make something happen. All right, slight change of plans. I beefed up that edge with rocks to hopefully keep that ledge, that lining, all the way to the top. I thought I was going to tape all this together, but it's so dirty, it's not going to work. So what I'm doing is I peeled this one back. You could just see the mush and the wet here. It was like a vacuum seal. So my hope is I'm going to lay a new layer underneath this one and then peel that one back over, with the hopes that the weight of the water on it will keep the water from going in between the seam of the tube. There's a little better look of the muck underneath there. That is underneath the layer, and it was vacuum sealed down. So I pulled it back here. I got my rubber boots on. I'm actually in the water, and I think this could work. If I get that new layer down and it sucks down to the bottom, and then the old layer goes over the top, then fill it with water with weight pushing straight down, it could work. Let's try it. All right, my hands are a mess. I can't hardly turn the camera on anymore. But here's my idea. I got the new one. It's going to be under the original one. I'll smooth it out the best I can. Peel the old one back over the top. And I'm going to hope that's going to get me some volume. You got to realize, in a pond this size, it's whatever, 15 feet across. Every inch or two of height you get is, you know, hundreds upon hundreds of gallons of volume of water. So let's keep moving. All right, that's it. My intention was to tape this seam from the new and the old, but you see how muddy the old one is. There's no way tape will stick. But I got this new one slid under here all the way to about here, and that's just mushy muck. So my hope is, as the water fills this way, the weight pushes down. It used to be, as soon as it hit this corner, it just sucked into the ground. Okay, so while I was out here, I took the weed whacker to the Skyline rock top plot. There wasn't too many weeds in, but it's getting baked out, and this thing's even in the shade for at least a third of the day, if not more. But it's doing pretty good. We need rain. Boy, we need rain bad. Who would have thought we'd be in a drought all of a sudden? As soon as I put the pond in is really when it started. So now it's time to go load up the tractor and the watering tank and fill this thing with water again. Get charged up, hopefully, for the season. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me about, you know, do you let people hunt? You know, would you do a lease for a part of it? And here it is, Labor Day afternoon, and I'm out here running solo, working on this stuff. You know, I know people have families in that, but it gets to a point where you have a dedication level. It's really hard to get a good match to where someone else is at your dedication level, you know, that you could partner up with. You know, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, I would like it someday, because this work is very hard. Most people don't realize. I mean, I have you know, degenerative joint disease and lung disease from chemical inhalation going on, so it's literally 10 times harder for me to do just average tasks. But I'm not going to give up. I don't let that stop me. I just do it less, you know. And where guys do a full day, I'll do just 2 hours consistently. But it's all about your desire, man. Whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it, you know. Some people get lucky, sure. That's how life is. But for the rest of us, you got to earn it. So, all right, I'm rambling. Let's get some water. Real quick, here's your tip of the day. We always carry wet wipes in every vehicle. Who knows, that might have malaria in it by now. Pretty nasty water, so I can at least wipe my hands off from the gunk. Wet wipes, tractor, excavator, pickup truck, you name it. Throw a couple in there and you won't regret it when you need them. All right, we are loaded and ready. Got the water pump full of gas. I started in one pull. Got the water lines. More importantly, I brought a cup with this time to prime the pump. And just about a full tank of city water here. These deer are gonna love me. They are gonna be in this thing constant, even more than they are, especially with this hot and dry weather. So let's take a ride. Tank number 1. So the water tank journey starts at the pole barn at the top of the hill, then comes down around the new pond, around the bottom side, across the bean field, and down the bean field quite a ways. It's a pretty slow drive, but in the end it ought to be well worth it. There's a look at the outer duck pond. They are doing amazing. The millet has heads on it and seeds are starting to grow. That's exactly what you want for the duckies. Yeah, baby, let's roll. For the second tank, I noticed the water was starting to come over on this side, which I wasn't planning on. That's where I thought I needed the filler the most. So what I ended up having to do was peel that layer, that liner up, put a bunch of clay and basically build a new shoreline there so I can get another 3-4 inches of water all the way in this thing, which will be, you know, hundreds and hundreds of gallons. So let's see how this works. So this is how desperate I'm getting. My back is killing me. I can hardly walk, but I need a little more clay. So I'm going to try and scoop a bucket with the tractor while I have this 2 tons of water on, because it's too heavy for me to unhook this. And I need to fix that little bank there before I can put this last thing of water in. So I'm going to try and get a bucket of clay and try and drop it in there at least close, all while I've got this tank. All right, here's a desperation move. I'm going to try and get a bucket, maybe 2 of clay, back up in reverse and try and just dump it right in that area so it's a lot easier to shovel. I need some more to build up right in that spot there to build that wall up. Alright, well, I'm calling it a day. I really don't know if I even accomplish anything. I was so concentrating on this end where it was seeping down that I didn't realize this end was that low. So it's pretty much full to the max. I've got a tiny bit that I could go, not much at all, in that corner, and it's running over there as well. So at least it's back to full. It is fuller than it was before because now it's all the way to the end here, and before it only came up to there. So that's what I'm taking away, and the deer are loving it. So it's ready for hunting season.